Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us today for our very first Five in Focus interview. My name is Angela Spinelli,
And I'm Andrea Uribe.
and we are the first five San Luis Obispo County interns.
Today we will be speaking with Sarah Cepeda, Chair of the South County Youth Coalition, and Brittney Nicholson, the owner and co-creator of CaliKids Fitness, to talk with us about the South County Youth Coalition and the first 5 parent learning pods that will be launching at the end of March 2021. Thank you so much, Sarah and Brittney, for being here today.
Thank you for having us.
Thank you for having us.
Sarah, so we know that these learning pods haven't officially launched yet, so we wanted to start by asking what inspired the creation of the parent learning pods.
Absolutely, that's a great question. So I would say that the learning pods developed organically out of the COVID-19 pandemic. As we know, it has impacted the lives of so many families, especially parents of little ones. When you have a child under the age of 3 or under the age of 5, you really depend on your tribe. You know, it takes a community to raise the child. And there's been like a sense of isolation and disconnection during this pandemic. People are trying to safely socially isolate, and they're maybe not able to lean on grandparents or relatives the way that they normally would. And I was getting a lot of feedback from our families that they were needing to feel connected to other parents of kids with the same age children as they have. And so I was thinking, like, how can we create a safe opportunity for parents to build a sense of community with their peers, to develop and foster their learning as parents, their confidence as parents, and notice and pay attention to and feel supported in the development of their child. And that's really how this learning pod concept came up. And we are so grateful to be partnering with First Five to be able to offer these in both English and Spanish. They will be small in design so that we can make sure that we are respecting public health guidelines and safely socially distancing. And we are going to have some amazing local experts on all different topics that are very relevant for parents of little ones. And it's going to be just a great opportunity for parents to feel connected to one another, to feel more confident and knowing about how to support their child's development, and to just really hone in their parenting skills. So we're pumped up. We're so excited to get these started, and they will be beginning the end of March.
So Sarah, what is your vision for how these pods will support families and children, especially during the COVID-19 pandemic?
That's a great question. So I think there's 3 main things that I really wanted to accomplish with these learning pods. And the first and foremost one was I wanted to give parents an opportunity to connect with one another. So these learning pods are broken up into specific age groupings and are going to give parents an opportunity to connect with other parents with kids the same age who are experiencing some of the same challenges, whether that be behaviors or sleep deprivation or figuring out food preferences. There's so many challenges that are very unique to this age group. And so I'm really excited for these learning pods to offer these parents an opportunity to build a sense of community and connection and a tribe. So that's one thing. The other thing that I want to be able to do through these pods is to offer a learn by doing experience. So that's kind of the Cal Poly way, right? The learn by doing. And parents really learn best when it's hands-on and they're doing an activity with their child in real time, rather than just being in a lecture or a traditional class setting. Those are valuable as well, but I think there's just something to be said for doing an activity with your child and seeing things in action. And so I'm really excited about the fact that all of our local experts are going to be doing an activity with these parents so that they can be practicing in the moment and ask important questions and get the support to be able to take those tools home and implement it at home. So that's the second thing. And then the last thing I want to say is I just want to increase confidence for parents. So often when we're a new parent or we have a new child in our family system, we maybe have some self-doubt, or we get overwhelmed and we start to question ourselves. And so I feel like by increasing their opportunity for learning, connecting them to local experts, connecting them to peers, they're going to start to feel more confident, and they're going to feel like, I got this, I can do this, and if I have a question, I know how to reach out for help and support.
And Sarah, I want to thank you for all of that, because I had a baby 5 months ago, and everything you're saying is like, yep, I wish I had that. So yeah, I think every parent, especially new parents, really need that, because it is really hard. It's really hard. And, it looks easy sometimes, but once you're actually having to, actually raise a child, it's really hard. And COVID has made it 100 times harder. Definitely.
Absolutely. And I mean, you're a student at Cal Poly and have a baby. Like you deserve major props. That is not easy at all. And I have a 10-month-old, and COVID increased my postpartum anxiety tenfold. It made me so anxious. And I really needed support too. So I'm like really excited about these postpartum support groups and some of these amazing classes that we're going to be offering for new moms, because they deserve to have that support and know they aren't alone in this huge life transition. So, and thanks for sharing that with me too, by the way. I appreciate it.
Yeah, thank you.
Now over to you, Brittney. We know you will be teaching one of these parent pods. What do you want parents and children to take away from these pod classes that you're teaching?
Sure. What I want parents to take away is that under 5, it's not just 60 minutes of exercise a day from a health standpoint. They're little, they should be running around up to 3-4 hours a day. Those can be different increments of time, but a huge part of that is that exercise is fun, that they know that their grown-ups are going to play with them inside of movement. So
yeah, go for it, Sarah.
I just wanted to add something from the parent perspective, because I've had my daughter in Miss Brittney's CaliKids classes for the last couple years. And I think what I love about it is that Brittney models for parents what they can do to naturally incorporate movement into how they engage with their child. And so she's shown me silly things that I can do to music, or with puppets, or with something as simple as a cone. Very little, tools needed to just get down there and have fun and enjoy movement with your child. And so I think that it's just so exciting to be able to, like, her energy is infectious, and you take it home with you, and then you continue that in your home. So I just want to say thank you so much, Miss Brittney. You've made a big impact on our family. We like to get out and move with our kids, and we feel confident about doing that because of CaliKids and the impact it's had on our lives. So thank you, thank you, thank you.
The next question is actually for both of you ladies. If you could offer one piece of advice to parents with young children, what would it be?
Oh, that's a good one. I think that for me, the one piece of advice is, like, you are enough. Like, so many parents feel like, oh my gosh, I'm so overwhelmed. What if I'm doing this wrong? Like, many of us as parents have our own maybe trauma or impacts from our childhood that we feel like, oh, I don't want to repeat that with my children. And I just want parents to know, like, you are enough. If you are feeling like you need support, there is support out there. And we, South County Youth Coalition First 5, we would love to be there to support you, to help connect you to anything that you might need, and that you're everything to your child, and you've got this. So
and I think I would say Make learning fun. The thing that I love about watching CaliKids parents, especially Sarah, I mean, obviously she has huge background in this anyways, but I always hear her singing little songs or making transitional periods for not only her daughter, but if she's entering a class or exiting, we're doing, final announcements for class. Each thing is so intentional, I think adult wise, but so fun for the kids when, we're singing, we're playing, we're skipping. So just making even the transitions, from food time to nap time, just making it fun.
Well,
I
thank you so
think.
much, Sarah and Brittney, for taking the time today to chat with us. We are so excited after hearing all this to see these parent learning pods actually come to life in about a month and to see how they're going to really benefit young families in the San Luis Obispo County.